All right, everyone. So today I wanted to go over all of the rewards that you can get from the free version of the Battle Pass, as well as some major milestones along the way and some very important levels that can absolutely change the progress of your account, especially if you're a newer to intermediate player. Now, with that being said, I did want to clarify something that I originally got wrong right when the Battle Pass was released. Now I have quite a bit more information about this, and that is the number of points that you actually need in order to end up getting each level. So as you guys can see right here, I am currently at level 11, and I need 10 points per level. However, if you haven't started leveling up through the Battle Pass yet, you'll realize that the very first level takes 20 points. The levels afterwards do not take 20 points. And the reason is because you start off at level 1 and you still end up getting the level 1 reward, so you technically don't have to do any daily challenges or quests in order to get your very first set of rewards right here. So even though it is a free level and you start off at that point, you have to make up for that experience that you got for it anyway, because level 1 ends up taking 20 points, whereas every level afterwards only takes 10. So with 100 levels and 10 points per level, you need 1,000 points in order to get to the maximum Battle Pass level. Now, there are a total of 20 points that you can end up getting each day for free without having to buy the Gold Battle Pass or participate in the weekly quests, and that is going to be from your daily challenges. Now, you have 4 of them available to you each day, and there are a total of 56 days or 8 weeks in total in the Battle Pass if you started off at day number 1. So that means that you do have a little bit of leeway in order to actually get to the maximum level without having to buy any levels or anything of that nature. And that leeway is approximately 6 days, which is 24 of the daily quests. So, I mean, that might seem like a lot, but there are some of the daily quests, even for me, I would consider myself to be a, getting close to endgame, not quite like super endgame, but definitely a more advanced player. And still, some of the daily challenges are a little bit frustrating. They're not nearly as easy as the daily quests from your actual quest log right here, but they're not extremely difficult. There just might be a few of them here and there that you come across that you don't want to participate in. Maybe they're a little bit too much effort, or it would just require something of you that you really don't feel like doing. So I would personally not purposefully skip out on daily quests, even though you know that you have that leeway of 6 days or 24 quests. So I would still try to complete them all, and what that'll mean is if there's a couple that you just don't feel like doing, it won't really be that big of a deal. But you definitely don't want to be on the other side of the scale, where you get to the end of the Battle Pass, and because you decided to skip out on a bunch of dailies, now you have to decide if you do want to get to the max level. And of course, a lot of the very good rewards are going to be in the later levels, so you definitely don't want to miss out on that. You get penalized a lot by missing the last few levels compared to the first few levels. Then that option will be available to you. So just a bit of advice that I would give to you guys about leveling up the Battle Pass, and a couple things that I've learned so far getting to level 10. Now let's get into the actual value of everything that you get in the Battle Pass, because it is a lot of stuff. And I actually went through and I broke down a good amount of it. Now, this list right here, I know there's a lot of stuff on the screen. We're going to go through the actual Battle Pass itself and break it down even easier. But this is the list of everything from the Battle Pass, the free version, of course. Everything in the video today, we are talking about the free version of the Battle Pass. This is everything with a defined gem value. So if you see this in the actual reward screen, you'll know, hey, this has value. Like when you see an energy refill, you know that that has a value of 40 gems, because that's what it takes in order to refill your energy. So that's everything right there with a defined value. However, the Battle Pass has a lot of other stuff that the value is a little bit difficult in order to really truly determine. It's not like there's going to be a set value for certain things, and that's going to be this second list right here. So this is everything from the free version of the Battle Pass that doesn't really have a defined value. So new epic champion, a new rare champion, 2 new portrait avatars. I know if you value that stuff, that might be worth something to you. If you don't, then, it's technically worthless. But the really big one that honestly I think has some huge value, especially towards your overall account progress as a newer to intermediate player, is the ridiculous amount of very powerful gear sets that you get from even just the free version of the Battle Pass. You have a lot of gear sets coming your way. In fact, you can get 9 of them in total. So the big ones, you've got a legendary and an epic 6-star speed set that you can get from the free version of the Battle Pass. Now, I say it has an undefined value. However, a lot of the times, you know, you will end up seeing speed offers show up for $20, $25. Am I saying it's worth that? Absolutely not. I'm not saying it's worth anywhere even close to that. But there are definitely people who would easily pay more than $10 for a full set of 6-star legendary speed gear. So to be able to get that from the free Battle Pass, that's definitely going to have a decent amount of value right there. You also have the 6-star legendary and epic life set, and you have a 6-star legendary and epic offense set. So you have 6 total 6-star sets. One of each of the different kinds, a speed, life, and an offense set, and then of course you have the epic one and you have a legendary one. But you also have a 5-star epic speed set, a 5-star epic life set, and a 5-star epic offense set. These ones are going to get a little bit early on in the earlier levels. Like I said, of course, the rewards towards the end of the Battle Pass are going to be significantly better than the rewards at the beginning, which makes sense if you think about it. You also have a couple of glyphs in the free version as well. They are only 4-star, but you have a strike and a haste glyph, and you have some ascension potions as well. So when you take together this list of stuff that doesn't really have a defined value, as well as the stuff that's pretty easy to kind of determine what it is worth, and as you guys can see, even on this list, you've got a lot of gems, energy refills, you got a ton of clan boss keys, a few shards, a legendary book, an epic book, a couple chickens, and some experience boosts. Definitely a decent chunk of stuff available to you for free. So now the question is, with all this stuff, with defined value, undefined value, it's going to take approximately 50 days or 8 weeks in order to get this stuff. How many gems is it all worth? What can you boil it all down to? And, well, I have good news. I have that number for you guys. So the defined gem value, this is this list right here. This is everything that we can calculate, is worth 4,245 gems. So just a little bit over 4,000 gems worth of stuff here. Now, in this undefined list, this is going to depend a little bit differently for everyone. I can tell you guys that me, personally, if I were to value everything on that list right there that we looked at, including the 9 pretty solid gear sets that you have available to you, I would say it's still going to be worth at least 2,500 gems or so. And that's a conservative number. I know that there are some people who would easily value that stuff at 5, even close to 10,000 gems, because that's how much Plarium charges for gear sets in the shop. Now, like I said, absolutely not worth it, but that is what they would charge if they were to sell them as pack offers. So if we were to just say a conservative number of 2,500 or so gems, even if it's a little bit different for you, you are still looking at approximately 6,000 to 8,000 gems or so worth of value in total items from the Season 1 free Battle Pass. So if you break that down to how many extra gems do you end up getting for free in terms of the value stuff that you get from the Battle Pass, each day you're looking at approximately 120 to 160 extra gems worth of stuff daily, which is pretty decent for the free version of the Battle Pass. I know everyone has mixed opinions, especially about the paid version, but you know, it's definitely got a good amount of stuff that you don't have to spend money for, and I'm really happy, especially about the gear sets. I think that's awesome. And you actually get a couple of the decent ones at the earlier levels, which I'm very happy with. And those of you guys who are still newer to the game, definitely want to make sure that you are working on as much progress for your daily Battle Pass as you can, even if you can't get to the max level, even if you know that that's not going to be an attainable goal. A lot of these gear sets and stuff early on will absolutely make your account progress much, much easier and smoother. So let's actually go through and take a look at the important milestones, because the Battle Pass is structured, of course, where the best stuff is at the end, but there are certain milestones, like those gear sets, for example, where once you get to this level, if you are working on progressing your account, this can definitely have a pretty significant impact. And I wrote them all down. I went through and I spent some time kind of taking a look at everything, all the individual rewards, what level you get those rewards. Don't worry, once again, this list might be a little bit overwhelming. We're actually going to take a look at it in-game, kind of go through the levels at a glance and take a look. But the really important theme that I noticed about the milestones is all of the gear sets end at a 4 level, so like 14, 24, 34, etc. So those are definitely some levels that you can be looking forward to. So let's go in-game here and actually run through the Battle Pass, kind of take a look at the important milestones, where they're going to be at, as well as the breakdown of the rewards. So Level 1, which you get for free, but you don't technically because you need to get the points for it anyway. Moving along, now very importantly, you guys see here that I've claimed a decent amount of this stuff from my free battle pass, but I still haven't claimed it all. Like, I have a clan key here, I have an energy refill here. You do not need to claim this stuff right away. It does not have a timer. It doesn't expire at the end of the day that you get the level or anything along those lines. You have all the way up through the end of the battle pass, so at least 8 weeks to claim this stuff early on, which is fantastic. So if you guys don't need to use that energy or you don't need to use those clan keys, definitely don't take it right away. Like, the clan keys especially will be important to you if you guys are working on progress missions where you need to do certain amounts of damage to a clan boss. You'll have those available to you right there in the battle pass, and you can just pick them up later on. Very important. Alright, so moving along, this is all stuff that is useful, but the first really big level that could definitely have an impact on your account, especially as a newer to intermediate player, is 14, where you do end up getting that 5-star epic offense gear set. So now moving along, we got some ascension potions, gems, lots of energy refills. We got a chicken there, another clan boss key, and level 24 now is another level that, once again, when you pick up this gear set, depending on how lucky you are with the stats that it rolled, could absolutely have a pretty significant impact on your account. Level 25 gives you that strike glyph, which is the attack percentage one. It's decent, but I think later on you end up getting the speed glyph, which is the 4-star one. That definitely, if you put that on the right piece of gear on the right champion, that could definitely have an impact on your account. The attack one is still useful, but I definitely don't think it's going to be nearly as strong as the speed one that you get a little bit later on. So we got more ascension potions, gems, refills, you know, all this stuff of that nature. 34 is when you end up getting that speed gear set. Out of the 3 sets that you get, speed, life, and offense, of course, speed is going to end up being generally considered the best and most valuable one, and this is where you get the first 5-star version of it. So that's definitely an important level. 35, you get the chicken, so you get some more ascension potions, gems, silver. You guys can kind of see a theme that the gems, silver, energy refills, those are pretty common and they pop up quite a bit. 40, you get an epic book, which is nice. And then 44, once again, another level that ends in 4. This is the first 6-star gear set that you get, which is the 6-star offense gear set. Now, each level takes approximately 10 points, and you can get 20 points from the daily challenges. So you're looking at approximately 2 levels or so per day. You know, if you end up skipping one here and there, it might not be exactly 2 levels, but it's going to take approximately 5 days or so in order to unlock each one of these gear sets as they're working on the battle pass. Moving along, same stuff here. Now 50 is an important milestone because this is where you get that rare champion. It's going to be the Gravekill Chiller, and she's got that 40% chance, which you can boost up to 50% of placing that poison debuff. It's a strong version of the poison, which is nice. Places a 30% decreased defense debuff and a 60% decreased defense buff if they have a poison debuff, which is nice that it's a strong version if they already have a poison applied. And you also have the attack slowed enemy 2 times, places the weak version of the poison, and the strong version if they have a poison sensitivity. You don't have poison sensitivity on this champion themselves, so if you want to get the full benefit of her passive, you will need to have another champion on your team that does have that poison sensitivity debuff. But it's still a free rare champion from the battle pass, which is nice, so that's definitely going to be an important milestone right there. 54, you end up getting the 6-star life set. Avatar, let's see, Void Shard, which is nice. Then 64, you get that 6-star speed gear set. Now all the gear sets after this point are going to be the 6-star legendary set. So you can see how as you get to the later levels in the battle pass, the rewards definitely get a lot more enticing. 74, you now have that 6-star legendary offense set. And then right after, you have that 4-star speed glyph. And this one, you know, if you get a good roll on it and you put this on the right piece of gear on a champion that really, really benefits from speed, that could definitely be a pretty big difference. I know it's only 4-star and not 6-star, but still, you know, that's something right there to look forward to. Moving along, we have the 6-star legendary life gear set at 84, and we have the epic champion at level 90. So this is definitely another very important milestone, especially if you're looking for an epic that you can get without having to rely on the RNG of shard summons. Ursun Ironhide attacks one enemy, has a 35% chance of increasing the cooldown of one of the target's skills by 1 turn at random. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 75% chance of decreasing the turn meter by 5%. Increases by 10% if they have a decreased attack debuff. And yes, this champion actually does have that decreased attack debuff on him already, so you don't have to rely on another champion for it. Attacks all enemies. Has a 75% chance of placing a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns. And he has his passive here. Each hit has a 50% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 7.5%. Also a 50% chance of putting one of their skills on cooldown if they have a decreased critical rate debuff, which this guy doesn't have. So you can get some of the benefit from his passive, but not fully. He is a defense-based champion, which is really nice. So you have this guy available to you for free, not the paid version of the Battle Pass, at level 90, which you don't have to buy any levels to get to. You just have to actually play through approximately 45 days worth of the challenges. Then at 94, you have that 6-star legendary speed gear set, which is crazy. That is a very awesome gear set that you can get from this free version of the Battle Pass. I'm actually very surprised that there's a reward like this in the free version. And at level 100, you get a legendary book. So that's kind of the breakdown and the overview. The good news as well for free-to-play players is, in my opinion, I honestly think that a lot of the free gear sets are better than the paid ones, because the paid ones are all those divine gear sets, which they're technically better, and yes, they have better, better set bonuses, but you cannot mix divine gear sets with non-divine gear sets. So you have your regular attack offense gear, and then you have your divine offense attack gear. You can't mix them, so you can't use one piece of divine offense and then one piece of regular offense to get the bonus. You have to use just strictly the divine ones or the regular ones, and the regular ones are a lot easier to mix and match to get those set bonuses. So, I personally value them a bit higher, even though the divine ones have a little bit more set bonuses. So that is definitely good news, that I think that those free gear sets are even better than the paid ones. That's just personal opinion, though. So that is everything. That is a glance through of all of the rewards, the important milestones, and the last thing I want to end this video off is just a couple of important notes. I already mentioned one of them, but once again, you do not need to claim the rewards right away. You can wait, you can hold off, you can save them for events, clan boss keys, you can save them for progress missions and things of that nature. So definitely don't feel like you need to get them by the end of the day. You could save getting champions for the champion chase as well. So if you guys are looking to really min-max, if you don't want to pick up that rare champion that you get for free at level 50 or that epic champion that you get at level 90, you can get a couple of extra champion chase points. It's not a big deal, but hey, if you're a min-maxer like me, it's always nice to hear stuff like that. So still making progress on weeklies, even if you don't have the paid version. I said raid pass, but I meant the paid version. So very important. If you do decide to go back later on, that's a different story, but it's not like you don't get any progress towards your weeklies. As you guys can see here, I still do not have the gold paid version of the Battle Pass, but I did finish off my weekly quests right here. So you can see I can claim the rewards if I do decide to get it later on. It's not like you're missing out. It's not like you have to go back and do this stuff later. You can still work on the progress of the weeklies, and then if you do change your mind later on, you'll have these points available to you. And the free and paid levels are the same. So the rewards for the, obviously paid Battle Pass are different and generally considered better. It's not like it's a whole separate system. If you do decide to go back later on, you can grind out and get all the way to the max level, get all the free rewards, and then it's not like you have to get back to level 100 to get the gold rewards. They'll still be right there. They both use the same leveling system. So that's going to be everything for the video today. I threw an insane amount of info at you guys, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and it did help out. If you did enjoy this video and you want more videos like this in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate all the support, everyone. Feel free to toss a quick like as well. It means more than you can imagine, and more Raid Shadow Legends videos, guides, tutorials, and all that fun stuff should be popping up on the screen right about now, so feel free to check them out. But if not, until next time, this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.